Homegrown Yoga. I am Sara, for those of you that I do not know. And I appreciate anyone being here with me today. So find all of the items that you need for today's practice. If you have any blocks or stacks of books that you want to use, you could put one at the front of the mat and one at the back of the mat. If you have a strap or a scarf or something you can use for extending your leg, then please do so. And hopefully this will look okay because I had to turn my camera again after I worked so hard to set this up, but no worries. We're going to let go of expectations for today's practice. So once you have everything that you need, we'll come into a constructive rest. I'm going to set a timer, so don't mind me. We'll come into a constructive rest, which means that you will sit down on your mat, bring your feet as wide as your mat, and start to lower down onto your back. And hopefully, I'll hear from someone if this video is not clear. So, you bring your knees together to touch, feet are flat, and you can give a little push at the crease of your thigh here to kind of lengthen your lower back. This should feel really good. So maybe a nice self-massage here. And then let it go. And I forgot to mention, oh, here comes Macho. Macho, you're gonna have to move. I forgot to mention that there is a playlist, and it is called Yoga 60. I do what I want. So if you wanted to go ahead and get that cued, you can do so now. So from here, just let your hands either rest on your belly or one hand to your heart, or you can let your arms splay open at the sides here. And just begin to settle into your yoga practice today. Notice any sounds or smells around you, any sensations that you feel in the body. Any thoughts that are swirling around in your head, and just let go of all of it. Bring your attention to your breath. And start to notice whether you have a deep breath already, or if you're holding your breath, or if you're letting your thoughts get the best of you. And just let go of any judgment you have towards your actual breath at this moment. And from here, everyone go ahead and breathe out of the mouth deeply. And start to inhale deeply through the nose, filling up all the way to the top, and hold. And then as you exhale, let it all out. Keep breathing here, sipping in air. And let it go. Notice as you breathe in, your belly fills, your ribs expand, your heart opens. And as you exhale, notice as your heart sinks, your ribs contract, and your belly goes towards the spine. Keep breathing here like that on your own. Don't mind me. Inhaling and exhaling. Looks like we're good. 3 more breaths, just like that. 2 more. And last one. From here, take a full body stretch. Stretch your legs nice and long. Maybe you interlace your fingers. And just stretch here. Really working out any kinks that you feel. Shifting one foot forward and then the other. And now begin to hug your knees into your chest here and give yourself a nice big hug. Rolling on the lower back, maybe massaging out any areas of tension that you feel. And we'll start to roll from forward to back here. Massaging the whole spine lengthwise. Nice and controlled movement here. You don't have to whip around, but you can. Right here, you're able to do whatever you want. When you're in your space. And find a couple more. And then as you're ready, land in Navasana boat pose. So you'll balance on your sits bones here. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. And then just start to send your hands forward, offering your palms to face up in a receiving fashion with gratitude that you have this yoga practice and everything that is within your control today. So just being grateful for the things that we can control in our sacred spaces, which are our homes, our apartments, the spaces that we've been occupying quite regularly for the past 4 weeks or so. Take an inhale to hover, and then exhale, come back up. Inhale to hover, exhale, bring it up. Inhale to hover, exhale, bring it up. This time, hover and hold. And we'll find some abs here. So you can bring your back down just a little bit. We'll pull in one knee and then the other. Kind of just finding this move here. You can keep your shoulders lifted. You can bring your head down if that's easier for you. Just pedaling this out. Working the abdominals. Looking to work the low abdominals here. Making no judgments, no expectations. Just keep breathing. Few more sets. And then just start to settle in your low boat. Inhale here. Exhale, raise it up, high boat. Cross your ankles. Hug your knees into the chest. And start to roll over onto all fours for your table pose. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Maybe find some movement here, some cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly, tuck your toes. Maybe you look up or shift your hips back. And then as you exhale, around your spine, untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet into the mat. And you can do a shift back, maybe a hip circle. Inhaling here. And exhaling as you round. Keep moving. Inhaling and exhaling. One more. And just find stillness in your table pose. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. And we'll press back to child's pose here. So bring your big toes together to touch. Knees can come as wide as the mat, whatever feels comfortable for you. Knees can even be together. And just start to walk your fingertips forward here and settle into your child's pose. Let your forehead be heavy. And just breathe here. Maybe pick up your elbows and walk your fingertips forward just a bit. And then let it go. So as you rest in child's pose for a moment here, I just want to talk about an idea in yoga that's called aparigraha. This is the idea of non-attachment. And this is something that we can practice at all times. There doesn't have to be anything extreme going on to make this work for you. But I want you to think about letting go of any expectations that you have for what's next in this practice, or what's next in your day, or what's going to happen within this next week. So it's important that we don't hold on to expectations, whether it be with what's happening in the world, or whether it be expectations in another person, or a situation, or anything like that. So you want to think about what you can personally control in your space, what you can do to find your joy within yourself. So from here, lift your head up and start to walk your fingertips over to the right, and then drop your head down. Try to keep your left hip pulling back. You can walk those left fingertips just a little bit further if you'd like. One more inhale. And then come back through center and over to the left. Reaching long in the right side body before you let your head be heavy on the mat. Keep breathing. One more inhale to lengthen. And then come back through center. Find your forearms here. And then bring your hips up, step your right foot back, and then your left foot back for your forearm plank. Drop your hips. Spread your fingers really wide here. Pull your belly towards the spine. Stay for one more inhale. And as you exhale, drop your hips, untuck your toes. Press down on the tops of your feet and pull your heart through your shoulder blades here. Try to tuck your tailbone to protect your low back. Inhale here. And now bring your moment as you breathe into the left side of your neck here. And you can shift your gaze as you see fit so that you feel a nice stretch in the left side of the neck. Come back through center and find that on the other side. Come back through center. And then exhale, lower it down. Bring your hands wide out from your shoulders off of your mat. Tense your fingers here. Press down on the tops of your feet. Pull your belly up and in. And start to lift your ribs, your heart. Head is the last thing to come up. A wide cobra here. Stay for an inhale. And as you exhale, dip your left shoulder and look left. Or right shoulder and look, doesn't matter. Dip one shoulder and look the other way. But I'm doing right to left, doesn't matter. Come back in center. Dip your other shoulder and look to the opposite side. Come back to center, inhale, and then exhale, forehead to the mat. Bring your hands next to your ribs, tuck your toes. You can either press back through child's pose to downward facing dog, or you can lift straight up to plank. Organize your plank here, being nice and long. Pressing the heels back. Stay for another inhale. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Heels press down towards the mat. Slight bend in the knees is really helpful here. Turning your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Get heavy in your left foot. Lift your right foot for three-legged dog. Keep your hips square here to start. And start to bend your knee. Now you can open up your hip. Keeping your shoulders square to the mat. Extend your leg long, square off. And see if you can't get light in your left hand. Maybe it reaches back here. Drop your hand down. See if you can start to walk your right fingertips back. Bring your right hand to your hip if you have that. Knee to chest and step next to your left hand. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling for a simple twist. Pull your right hip under. Maybe you look up. Stay for an inhale. And then exhale, frame your foot, low lunge. One inhale here. And an exhale to drop your back knee. Keeping your back toes tucked or untucked, lift your arms up. And find Vinyasa, right hip is tucked. Stay for an inhale here, maybe you look up. Breathing into left hip flexor. And then exhale, frame your foot, shift your hips back. Half Hanumanasana, that's a half split. Let your right toes flip up. Soft bend in the right knee. Take a big inhale to shine the heart forward. And as you exhale, bend your elbows. So just breathing into the back of the leg, the hamstrings here, keeping that slight bend in the knee to protect your knee, your leg, and everything. Inhale, lift it up, then back into your knee. And now tuck your back toes, lift your back knee for a low lunge. Stay for an inhale here. And as you exhale, start to straighten your front leg for a wide pyramid. Stand on the ball of your back foot here. So you can either just breathe into this, another chance to lengthen the hamstrings, or if you'd like, you can start to bend your back knee and maybe your right toes flip up again. So trying to allow your left shin to come parallel to the mat here. Pull your shoulder blades onto the back. One more inhale. And then start to pour your weight back into your right foot. Lift your left leg up for standing split. Let your head be heavy. Keep your hips square. Shake your head yes and no. Loosen up any tension behind the ears and the side of the neck here. One more inhale, get nice and long. And then exhale, left foot meets your right. Bring your feet shoulder width apart, nice bend in the knees. And you can find maybe ragdoll here, tucking your hands in to your elbows. Maybe you sway from side to side. Start to release your arms. Heel till your feet together to touch, so the big toes are touching. Take an inhale here. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, hands can touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. And open at the sides. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift here. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Stay for an inhale here. Exhale, lower down, Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, and chin. Slither through to a baby cobra. Keeping your hands next to your ribs here, pressing down on the tops of the feet, and you can even lift your hands up. Pull your belly away from the mat. One more inhale to stay. Exhale, press it back through child's pose to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up and back, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, start to open up your hip. Pull your right hip back. Shoulders are square to the mat. Extend your leg long, toes point down. And we'll play with balance here again. So maybe your right fingertips get light and they reach back. So you might find, like I did, that one leg is a little bit more wobbly than the other. No expectations, folks. Just let it go. And then plant your right hand. You can tap down if you need, or see if you can lift your left arm. Maybe you bring it to your hip. If so, pull your knee into the body and step next to your right hand. Stand on the ball of your back foot, peel your left arm up. And I thank you guys for being here. Also, if you happen to tune in right now and you're like, oh, neat, can't do this right now, this will be on Homegrown's YouTube page, Homegrown Yoga Oakmont. So feel free to tune in later, no problema. Stay for one more inhale as you peel open the left shoulder. And then exhale, frame your foot. Stay for an inhale here. Exhale, drop your back knee. Toes tucked or untucked. My timer went off. Screw it. Why? I tried to fix it. Oh well, that's okay. No expectations, folks. We're working with a new normal. Inhale here. Exhale, frame your foot. Shift your hips back. And find your half Hanuman. So I'm not even going to mess with that laptop because if I press a button, it's going to ask for my password. And that'll be that. So I'll just move through. It'll be fine. This will be around an hour. Stay for a big inhale here. Slight bend in your knee, don't forget. And then just let it go. So in yoga too, we need to limit our expectations. Always do what feels good for you. You know, worry about yourself first. Don't worry about what other people are doing, whether it be in yoga or elsewhere. Cater to your needs before everyone else's so that you can turn around and offer others love and caring. Bend in your front knee. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee for a low lunge. And then shift your hips back for this wide pyramid. Stand on the ball of your back foot. So you can just bow over your leg here, or if you'd like to, flick your toes up, your left toes. Bend your back knee so that your shin is parallel to the mat. And just get a nice stretch in the hamstring here. A nice bent knee in the front. So you don't want to pull anything. You can even kind of bounce. Pour weight into your left foot. Right foot gets light, standing split. One inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Take your half lift. And fold. Separate your feet, hips width apart. Interlace your hands at the base of your skull. Big bend in the knees as you roll up one vertebra at a time, all the way to stand. Open up your elbows and let your hands just float down. If you need to set up here, I think I'll pull my hair back. Feel free. And then start to heel toe your feet back together to touch. So before I noticed, yeah, you can't see the tops of my hands. That's okay. I couldn't get everything. But that's only when I stand tall. So on an inhale, lift it up for your Urdhva Hastasana. Maybe your hands touch. And then pull your belly in, grab your left wrist with your right hand, and start to hinge over to the right. So keep pressing the hips forward. Peel open your left shoulder. Maybe you look up here. Come back to center and take this on to the left. So left hand grabs right wrist. Peel open the right shoulder. Press your hips forward. Come back in center. Reach it up, and then exhale, forward fold over bent knees. Half lift, hands to blocks or shins, or to the mat. And then sink your hips for Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink your hips back, weight is in the heels, arms can reach up by the ears. Really hug your legs together here, pull your belly toward the spine. Now get heavy in your right foot and lift your knee up to stand, straightening your right leg for one leg Tadasana. Stay for an inhale here, and as you exhale, find a curtsy stepping off the right side of your mat. Ball of foot comes down, reach your arms back for airplane. Come back to center, lift your knee. And now eagle, Garudasana. So left leg over, left arm under. Our first balance, aside from that standing split. Actually that's not true, I take it back. Send your forearms forward, pull your belly in, drop your shoulders. Lengthen the sides of your neck here, and ever so gently, just tuck your chin. So no one can see it. Lengthening the back of the neck. Breathing here. Liberate yourself from this pose. Unwind, unbind. Knee comes up, peel your knee open to the side. We'll step wide on the mat for warrior two. So back edge of your left foot is in line with the back edge of your mat. Outer edge of your back foot. And then sink your hips here. Let's find those eagle arms again. And lift your elbows up. And then hug them into the body. Just two more like that. Last one. This time, break it free. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Right arm reaches straight up. Left forearm can come to your low back. It can come to your leg. Stay for an inhale here. Exhale, frame your foot, low lunge. Come onto the ball of your back foot. And then start to lift up for a mid lunge. Your arms reach back for your airplane pose. Well, airplane arms. We'll move to airplane in just a moment. Pour weight into your right foot. No expectations. And lift your left leg, airplane. So a little exercise here. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, left knee tucks in, arms come up. Press it back, airplane, inhale, and exhale, curl in. Two more. Last one. Last time, airplane. Now stretch your leg back a lot. We'll come to warrior one. So you're gonna tap your big toe down and then ground down, foot is 45 degrees. Lift your arms up. Square your hips to the front of your mat. Stay for an inhale. And then interlace your hands at the base of your spine. Send your knuckles down, open up the heart. Start to fold, humble warrior. So your right elbow can come to the inside of your right knee. And you can use the bind of your hands to square off your hips. You can also rest, I think you said elbow, I meant shoulder. You can also rest that shoulder on the ledge of your leg. Try to keep your knee over your ankle. Stay for one more inhale. Then bring your hands to your low back. Bring your hands inside of your foot. Start to reach your hands off the left corner of your mat. Pull your right hip back. So from here, we're gonna pull gently into a rainbow pose. So you're going to start to lift up a little bit. You'll turn your left toes ever so slightly. Start to trace down the long edge of your mat. Straighten your right leg. Left knee bends. And then hands reach back. Right hand to heart. Left hand reaches back. Stretching into your right hamstring. Stay for an inhale here. And then exhale, reverse your warrior. Bend your front knee. Right arm reaches. Warrior two. Fly your warrior, straighten your arms and your legs, hands maybe touch. And then bend your knees, sink your hips. Goddess pose, toes out, heels in. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, forearms come together. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck. One more. Fly your warrior, reach it up. We'll find Skandasana, bending into the left knee. So right leg stays straight, left knee bends. Hips shift back. Hands can come to heart, they can come under shoulders. They can reach back like airplane wings. So we'll take this low. You don't have to go low yet unless you're dying to. This is up to you, whatever you need. Staying here. And then finding this on the other side, so bending the right knee, left leg straightens. So from here, we're going to step to the back of our mats and find eagle pose. So it might be messy looking, it's okay. No one's watching. You guys are just able to see me, so you can see me screw it up, which is no problem. No expectations. So you might get a little bit momentum, and you'll probably leave your toe on the mat. So you'll start to shift weight into the left leg, come to stand, knee to hip height, and then right leg over, right arm under. Drop your shoulders, keep breathing. Find a drishti, something to stare through. No expectations. Knee comes up to chest. Release this. We'll find our curtsy. So right leg steps behind your left. Toes stay tucked. Let's find a little twist. So we'll come to stand, and I'll have you guys put your right foot behind your left. So as you stand up, right foot comes behind your left. Reach it up. Maybe even goalpost arms, shining your heart up towards the ceiling. Open to the possibilities without expectations. Reaching up and then fold. Keep your feet crossed. Walk your fingers over to the left and then over to the right. So what's going to happen here is your feet will untwist naturally. And then as you find that, facing forward, weight is in the left foot, right foot lifts up. Standing split. Stay for another inhale. Start to walk your hands forward to a three-legged dog. Organize your pose here. Stretch long in your right leg. Stay for an inhale. Exhale forward to plank. You can keep that leg lifted or you can drop it down. And let's try chaturanga or knees, chest, chin if you drop your leg. Bending at the elbows, 90 degrees, and then upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Macho might make another appearance. He's my best friend, you know. Inhale to toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Step up or float to the top of the mat. Find your half lift. And fold. Reach it up. Hands to heart center. Open to the sides. Okay, so we'll take that on the other side. Inhale, reach it up. This time, left hand grabs for right wrist. Let's go left first. Peel open the right shoulder. Come back through center. Right hand grabs left wrist. Over to the right. Come back through center, reach it up, get nice and long. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Take your half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and then bend your knees into your chair pose. Weight is in the heels, arms reach up. Pull your belly towards the side, spine. You can always bring your thumb tips to your sternum here if you like. Pour weight into your left foot, lift your knee to hip height, one-legged Tadasana. And we'll find our curtsy, so right foot steps, airplane wings, open up the heart. Pull your knee up into the chest, and then cross it over for your eagle pose. Right arm over, right arm under. We've already done this a few times, so we don't have to hold as long. So start to unwind, and then peel your right hip open, step long, warrior two. Just for a moment, let's find those eagle arms, right arm under again. Lift your forearms up, cradle your chin, and then pull it in. Two more. Again, if you're just tuning in, you can check this out on Homegrown Yoga Oakmont's YouTube page later. You can check other classes there. Go ahead, unwind, warrior two. And whoever you are, I love you. I miss everyone. Whew, settle in. Reverse your warrior, left arm reaches. Then frame your foot low lunge, ball of the back foot here. Start to lift up for your airplane pose. So setting up, arms stretch back. And then weight pours into the left foot, right leg lifts. Your hands can always come to your heart, but let's find our little action pose here. So inhale, open the heart. Exhale, tuck it all in, both knees bend. Inhale and exhale. Two more. Working those glutes. Last one. Stretch it long one last time. Remember, we're coming to warrior one, so bend your front knee deeply. First, your right toe taps, and then energy into the outer edge of the back foot. Foot is 45 degrees. Reach it up. Warrior one. Drop your shoulders. Interlace your hands at your tailbone. Heels of the hands can come together to touch if possible. That might mean you don't send your arms as far back behind you, and that's okay, but just pull your shoulder blades together. Here, inhale here, exhale, fold down, humble warrior. Shoulder to the inside of your left knee, trying to square off your hips. Keeping your knee over your ankle. No expectations, but let your head dangle. Expect to let your head dangle at least. Letting go of any tension that you feel. Bring your hands, well, one more stretch here. And then bring your hands to your low back. Hands walk off the right edge of your mat on a diagonal. You still have warrior one legs. Lengthening the spine. Remember, we'll come to our rainbow warrior. So you start to pivot your back foot. Trace down the long edge of your mat. Back foot faces the edge of your mat, side of your mat. And then lift up, rainbow warrior. Left hand to heart. Right arm reaches back. Left toes can flip up here. One more breath. Bend your front knee, reverse your warrior. And warrior two. Start to fly your warrior. So, talk about our playlist. Toes out, heels in, goddess pose. So at some point, there was a song that made me want to go like this. I don't know where you are in the playlist. So if this doesn't work for you, by all means, don't do it. You can do this, 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 do whatever you want. But just kind of find a little bit of movement here, or stillness. The choice is yours. Reach it up, fly your warrior. And start to turn your toes in. We'll find Skandasana. I'm not gonna hold this as long here, but you'll bend your right knee, left leg straightens. Watch your head and reach it back. Hands can come down. And take that onto the other side. So remember, we're gonna come to eagle from here. Decide what to do with your arms. Doesn't really matter. Take a look at your right toes. They should be facing forward. And then gain some momentum. Start to bend your right knee. Come all the way to stand. Left leg over, left arm under. Eagle. Drop your shoulders, press your forearms forward. Nice bend in both knees. Really hug your legs together here. Find something to stare at. There are thoughts swirling around in your brain. When you exhale, just let it go. There are things you can control and there are things you can't control. So anything you can't control, let it go. Come up to stand, bringing your knee with you. Unwind, unbind, liberate yourself from this pose. And then curtsy, right foot steps, keeping the ball of the back foot, and then a little twist. So as we stand, your left foot will come behind your right. Reach it up. Maybe open up your arms. One more to reach, and then fold. Let your head go. In that video, my phone is so small. Hi. All right. Walk your fingers over to the right. Breathing into the outer left hip. And then over to the left. Standing split, left leg lifts. Head is heavy. Walk your hands forward, three-legged dog. Fingers are spread wide. Inhale to stay. Exhale, pull it forward, plank or three-legged plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Open up your heart. Upward facing dog. Press back. Downward facing dog. Find child's pose. Pause here. Get a drink when I flip the page. And I am going to look at my watch because my timer, we're okay. It's probably be an hour and 10 minutes overall. All right. Take a sip of water too. Press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to toes. Exhale, bend your knees, step, hover, float to the top. Find your half lift. And fold. Reach it all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Right hand, left wrist, over to the right. Come back through center, over to the left. Back through center, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Half lift on your inhale. Sink your hips, bend your knees, chair pose. So maybe here, you start lifting your knees a little bit. Whoop. Weight is in the heels. So here's your test. All right, let's just sink our hips. Pour weight into your right foot, left leg reaches up. One leg Tadasana and curtsy. Airplane wings, ball of your back foot. Reach it up, one leg Tadasana, knee to hip height. And then eagle again. Left arm under. Unwind, unbind. Peel open your leg. And let's find our half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So start to hinge down. Your hand can come to a block or the floor. Left hand to hip maybe is good. And maybe you lift your left arm. Stay for one more. Bend your front knee. Find warrior two. Settling here. Drop your shoulders. Straighten your arms and your legs. Heel to your back foot in. Reverse triangle. And then shift your hips back. Triangle pose. Hands can come to the inside of your shin here. And left arm reaches up. Trying to lengthen both sides of the body here. Gaze can be up or down. Bend your front knee, find your warrior two. reverse warrior, low lunge. Left hand plants, right arm reaches, simple twist. And now we'll take this, so listen carefully because I'm pretty sure you can't see my feet. Heel toe your right toe to the edge of your mat, and then come onto the outer edge of your left foot. So I suggest you keep your right foot flat. Some people like to come onto the outer edge. If you do so, make sure you're not sickling your ankle. Okay, so you're on the outer edge of your back foot. Drop your hips, inhaling, reach the back foot. And then lift your hips, exhale, reach over your right ear. Find that a few more times. Last time, you'll reach back, and then this time you'll come all the way back to your low lunge. Ball of the back foot. Find your airplane wings, and right away, take off airplane pose. Stay for an inhale here, and maybe a couple of pumps. Let's just do a couple. Reach it back, land your back toe, and then ground down on your foot. Warrior one. That's your big toe. And now outer edge of foot is grounding down. Interlace your hands at your low back. We'll have a different option here. So you can inhale and take your humble warrior. Or if you'd like, you can bring your hands to your low back, and you can kind of find that wide cobra, but with your right shoulder underneath your right knee. You can stay here if you'd like. You can find a strap, or you can try to grab for your fingertips for a bind. And if you find that bind, pull your right hip back and try to let your head go. Breathing here. Start to unwind. Reach off the left corner of your mat, coming down the long edge all the way to your rainbow, and then reverse your warrior. Fly your warrior, sink down into goddess. Let's find some shoulder presses here. So bring your elbows to your inner thighs and just let your head go here. Actually, these aren't shoulder presses, but feels good either way. Start to lift your way up. Goddess, fly your warrior, and we'll kind of come into a deeper skandasana. So left knee bends, you can keep it high, or if you'd like, start to sink your hips. Let your right toes point up towards the ceiling. Hands can come to heart. Press your arm into your inner thigh to open your left hip here. And then we'll come through center and take this on the other side. Come through center and drop it down. So yes, we are going to come to an eagle pose from here. It will not most likely look pretty. No expectations. Let go of your expectations. Non-attachment, this aparigraha. All right, start to shift and come to stand. Right leg lifts, wraps over, eagle. No need to stay because we've been here. So start to unwind, and we'll find Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So that is where you grab your big toe with your peace fingers. So right peace fingers around your big toe. Stay here. You can find a strap if you'd like, or start to extend your leg forward. Pull your right shoulder onto the back. Stay here, or if you'd like, start to open it up to the side. Come back to center. Let your toe go. Keep your leg lifted. Now, what we shall do, and I know I have something behind me, you might too, is go to warrior three. So, see if you can. If you have something behind you, bend your knee, and we'll take some, watch your plants, we'll take some pumps here, like so. So heel pumps up towards the ceiling. Work those glutes, people. Okay, as gently as you can, Bring your right foot behind your left without kicking anything over. Walk your fingertips over to the left. Breathe into the right hip. Walk your fingertips over to the right and then come to face front. Right leg lifts, standing split. Three-legged dog, walk your hands forward. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Tap. Press it back. Knee to right elbow. Tap. Press it back. Knee to nose. And let's find those taps up to the ceiling here. Boop, boop, boop. Lead with the heel. Little pulses. Find as many as you want. I'm not going to hold you to this for too long. Let your knees touch. Come onto the outer edge of your back foot, and then the ball of your right foot drops. Wild thing. Come up to Krasana. Lift your hips. Arm reaches over. Reach your arm up on an inhale. Come back around. You can keep your leg lifted or lower for Chaturanga. Open up your heart. Press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Stab, hop, or jump to the top. Halfway lift. Fold. Reach it up. Urdhva Hastasana. Let's go right into it. Over to the left. Come back to center. Grab your wrist, over to the right. Come back to center, reach it up, and then forward. Fold over bent knees. Find your half lift. Sink your hips chair. Knee lifts if you want. Not necessary, but you can. Or just sink your hips. Weight into the left foot. Let's lift it up. And then find our little curtsy. Come back to center. Eagle for breath. Release this. Half moon. Leg peels open. Stretch nice and long. And find your half moon. Gaze can be up or down. Really flex your right foot a lot. Save your inhale. Start to settle into your warrior two. Reverse your warrior and straighten your front leg, reverse triangle, and then triangle pose. Begin to bend your left knee, come up. Warrior two, reverse warrior, low lunge. Our little switch up here, so simple twist, left arm reaches, and then left foot, heel toes to the edge of your mat, toes point off. On an angle, come to the outer edge of your right foot, sink your hips, inhale. Exhale, lift it up and over. Inhale, sink. Exhale, lift. Inhale to sink. Exhale to lift. Last time. Come all the way around. Low lunge. Mid lunge, airplane wings. And then your airplane. Pumps or no pumps? Maybe two. Reach nice and long, finding warrior one. Toed plants, then whole foot. Reach it up. Warrior one. So your choice, either humble warrior, interlacing your hands, coming down, or hands come under, your shoulder goes underneath of your left knee. You find this wide tented finger thing here. So you can stay here or find a little bind. Let your head be heavy. Unwind, unbind, free yourself of this. Reach off the right edge of your mat, slink on down, finding your rainbow. Left leg straightens, right knee bends. Reverse your warrior. Warrior two, fly your warrior toes out, heels in, sink your hips. Maybe another dance, maybe not. One of them was slow when I did this. You might be on a slow song. Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, reach it up. Let us quickly find our Skandasana onto the right. Bend your right knee, toes point up. You can extend your arms here, maybe opening up the heart. And then find this on the other side. Left knee bends, right leg straightens, left fingertips walk out, lift it up. And now remember, we'll find our eagle. So start to pour the weight into your right foot, left leg lifts, left leg over, left arm under. Now I definitely don't have space. That's okay. So if you need to take a step back, do so. And then unwind, unbind. Bring your peace fingers to your big toe. Send your leg out in front of you. Open it out to the side maybe. Always you can grab a strap or keep that knee bent is also nice. Sometimes you can open your hip even more so when you do that and drop it. Okay, come back through center, extend your leg, and then warrior three. If you found the pulses, you can find them here. And then left foot crosses behind your right. Fingertips over to the right and then over to the left. Face the front of your mat. Left leg lifts, standing split. Come forward, three-legged dog. Knee to right elbow, press it back. Knee to left elbow, press it back. Knee to nose, and then pulses in your plank pose. Heel presses up towards the ceiling. Let your knees meet. Come onto the outer edge of your right foot. Left ball of foot plants. Lift your hips. Wild thing. Arm reaches up. Knee to nose. You can keep your leg lifted or not, and lower down chaturanga. Open up your heart. Upward facing dog. Press back. Downward facing dog. One more krama, you guys. So inhale to toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hover, float to the top. At this point, if I don't have it memorized, it's too bad because I can't read that, obviously. I'm doing this. Take your half lift. And let's just sink right down into our chair. Forget about our side bends here. Quanto Tiempo Tango. Okay, just enough. All right. So here we go. Weight pours into, actually, do this. I have a better idea. Hands to heart. Twist over to the left. Try to sink your hips. Bring your thumb tips to your sternum if you can. Now you can always take this high. Back of hand can come to your outer leg here, or front of hand. Palm, that is. All right, settle it in. Now, pour weight into your right foot. See if you can stand, keeping your elbow attached to your knee. Whoa. So you can stay here or start to lengthen. Reach it back. This is not necessary, but if you want, you can grab the outer edge of your foot and send your leg forward. If you're like, shoot man, I need more, by all means, take it. Choice is yours. Okay. Now, eagle quickly, left leg over, left arm under. Knee comes up. Let's find our half moon. Left leg stretches back, and your right hand can come down. Now maybe this time, you play around, you get light in your bottom hand, you do stuff with your arms, whatever you want. And then gently land, bending your front knee, land in your warrior two. Reverse this, make it a reverse triangle, and find triangle. Now this time in triangle, if you'd like, you can get light in your bottom hand and reach it forward. Maybe you reach both arms forward. And let's come all the way to our rainbow warrior from here. And we're gonna do something different. So from here, pour weight into your left knee and find your eagle, okay? So eagle pose, right leg over, right arm under, okay? Okay, so start to settle. You're going to try to perch down. So you're gonna have to unwind your top leg, come onto the ball of your foot and see if you can't kind of come down here. You might have to undo, that's not right. You might have to undo your arms to get there, okay? And then you can reset up. No big deal, no expectations. We're gonna try to take a little twist like this. So here we go. What you'll do is you will start to face your fingers to the top of the mat, and your right foot may become free here. That's totally fine. And then start to bend into your elbows. See if you can't take a side crow with these eagle legs or some semblance of them. Find what you found and then find a seat. We'll take Ardha Matsyendrasana, our little twist here. So your right foot is flat, and then your left foot is by your bum. Take your left arm, hug your leg into your body, and just start to gaze over your right shoulder. Your right fingers can be tented. Okay. All right. So from here, start to pour your weight forward and find your legs crossed again. And this time it's gonna be a little bit different. So come to a half lift, walk all the way, turning to the left until both feet face forward. Take a half lift, walk your hands down your mat. One more challenge pose. So we're gonna try to find our Kundanyasana A. So what you'll do is you'll lift your right leg and then bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Now there are two ways to do this, I'll show you both. You can start to bend your elbows, extend both legs, and maybe you're able to lift both legs, okay? So you're making a little shelf. You have to bend those elbows, you have to pour the weight forward. Now, if that doesn't work, from here, find your warrior one feet and work your shoulder under as we did before. Now, same thing, except you're not flying into it. You can start to wiggle your left foot back. See if you can bend your elbows 90 degrees. Wiggle your right foot forward. Then start to bend and reach. Whew. Once you're done, let's step your left foot outside of your left hand, sink your hips. Malasana. Okay. Taking that on the other side, and then we'll be done. Okay, we're aced. Whew, I don't know. We're a little over. It's okay. It's like an hour 15. No big deal. All right, lift your hips, drop your head. Bring your big toes together to touch. Take a half lift. Sink your hips. Chair pose. This time, twisting over to the right, pouring weight into the left foot. Thumb tips come to sternum. Keep your knees in line. Now look down at your feet. Weight is in the left foot. Get light in your right foot. See if you can lift. Elbow attached to knee. Once you arrive hip height, you can find your little twist here. Leg can be extended or not extended. Totally up to you. Now, come back through center. Find eagle for a breath. Right leg over, right arm under. Come to stand, bring your knee with you. Open it out to the side. Let's find our half moon. Now you can play with balance. One hand to heart, one hand to low back. Switch it up. One side might be better than the other. whatever, or nothing. You can lay down on your back, on your stomach, whatever you want. Do what suits you, please. Stay for one more inhale, gently step back, warrior two. Reverse, make it a reverse triangle, straighten your front leg, shift your hips back, shorten your stance. Triangle pose. Settling here, or you can reach your left arm forward. Maybe towards the front of your mat, maybe right arm reaches, and we'll come into that rainbow pose. So sweep it through, rainbow, reverse. Actually, back to rainbow, or weighted to your right foot. Let's find our eagle, left leg over, left arm under. Coming down to this perch, so unhook your foot and start to settle down. You'll come onto the ball of your right foot. I can show you from the back a little bit better. Sink your hips. You might undo your arms. So this is enough with your left arm under. This little perch sitting up nice and tall. You could start to twist a little bit, or maybe you go for the full shebang. So if you want that, you need to have your arms 90 degrees. So you're gonna unwind a little bit as you get into this. Your fingers point forward. One side is inevitably better than the other, but no expectations, you guys. Bend your elbows, and use your feet to kind of guide ya. And then side plank with your eagle leg wrap. Stay for as long as you like. Start to come undone. So settling down, find your seat. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right foot plants. Hug this in. Gaze can be over your left shoulder. Face front. Now, you'll start to pour your weight into your left foot. Lift up. Right foot tucks behind your left. Don't get it twisted. Haha, JK. Okay, start to walk over to the right now. And you're gonna spin all the way around until both feet are facing forward. Woohoo. Take your half lift. And then walk your hands forward, folks. We're almost done. Downward facing dog. Okay, last challenge pose. You guys are amazing, whoever's hanging on. Hopefully some of you are. Even if you're not, it's okay. Choice is yours, right? All right, so left leg lifts. Knee to elbow here. Hold. Or maybe, so this side's harder for me, you start to bend your elbows and you try to find this Kundanyasana B. Ugh. Maybe not. Now, find your warrior one feet. If that didn't go, tuck your left shoulder under. Hands are in line with one another. You need to bend your elbows, start to shift your right toes back. Shift your left toes forward, and then bend. Maybe it works like this for you. All right, from here, Malasana. Wowee. I say these things like my grandparents used to say, like old people stuff. I say, oh boy, like all day long. Wowee. But I can do whatever I want as far as this space is concerned, right? So have gratitude for the space that you've been occupying for these past few weeks, you know, and being able to make your own choices in those spaces when it comes to yourself. And don't rely on others. Let go of your expectations. Let's find a forward fold, you guys. What's going to happen? Who the heck knows? We don't know. Whew. Let's roll all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders. All right, you guys. Reach it up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale to toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Make your way to a seat. Let's bring the soles of our feet together to touch for Baddha Konasana. Bring your elbows to your inner thighs. Peel your hips open here and try to pull your shoulder blades onto the back. Pull your belly towards the spine. Lift yourself up and walk your feet out so that you have equidistant thing here. I guess it depends on your leg length, but you have a diamond. Take a big inhale. And now roll over your legs. So rounded spine now. Let the back of your neck lengthen. Let your head go. Walk your fingertips back towards you. Hands come to the outside of your knees. Lift your legs so that your knees point up. And we'll come all the way down onto your backs. Let's find our constructive rest as we did in the beginning. Knees touch, feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees over to the left. Look down your body. Heel toe your right foot off the edge of your mat so that your knee's in line with your hip. And then let your head fall back down to the mat. You can stay just like this, or if you'd like, left foot can come on top of your right thigh here. Giving yourself an extra stretch. No extra stress, extra stretch. Grab your elbows. Slowing down the breath. Come back through center. Constructive rest for a pause. And then legs fall over to the right. Heel toeing your left foot so that your knee's in line with your hip. And then right foot on top of your left. Arms can reach up. We gotta go. Time's up, guys. Come back through center. If there are any final poses, maybe happy baby, or hips on a block, Viparita Karani, legs up to the ceiling, anything else that you want right now, you can take it. Otherwise, start to settle into your final resting pose of Shavasana. Letting go of your breath. Getting heavy on your mat. Letting go of any thoughts that are swirling around in your brain. Practicing non-attachment to items that are beyond your control, and also to expectations. Be content within yourself. Find happiness there first. And let go. And be free. Stay here as long as you like. Thanks for joining. Namaste.